Test, test, test. Hello, who do we have in the building tonight? We are live. Look, I'm still trying to get used to not having my setup, not having all my stuff here. Oh my God, I ain't even supposed to be here. But, good morning, evening, afternoon, half a day, total mileage, and all the other great things that you could say in the different languages, man. As my grandma would always say, hey y'all, welcome to the show. Who we got in the building? Talk to me, where you watching from. We got a great show tonight. I'ma start it off. Chi-Town is in the house with the snow still falling. I don't know when it's gonna stop. It is crazy. Who else we got in the building? What state you watching from? Chicago. While I'm waiting for everybody to let me know who's watching, give a shout out to my sponsor, the wonderful, the one, the only, Jewel Junkie, where they add style to your smile, $5 at a time, and you ain't gotta break the bank for like $1 million, man, cause there are no rules to the jewels. Shout out to her, man. She's traveling on her way back. Help me finish this thing out, cause it's been rough. But oh yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough. The beauty of having your better half, right? So let's get into the quotes of the day. Quote of the day. It's a nature quote. If you cut down a forest, it doesn't matter how many sawmills you have if there are no more trees. Susan George. I think she might want to go too deep on that one for me. Let me see. What are you saying, Susan George? If you cut down a forest, it doesn't matter how many sawmills you have if there are no more trees. Resources. You gotta know how to utilize your resources without tapping them all out, right? I like it. Our funny quote of the day. I didn't attend the funeral. Let me see.
What we do here is go.
Oh no. I see you. I didn't attend the funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approve it. I don't know if that's funny, Mark Twain. I get some laughing, so it could be. That's dark humor. Mark Twain says I didn't attend the funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approve it. Wow. Okay. Hey, look, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, it's February. In the military, we have monthly observances, and if you didn't know that February is Black History Month, so you guys go out there, do some research, learn something about history, about some of the Black Americans that did some wonderful things, and contributed to society to make our life the way it is now. better and to change things, make it better for all of us to be able to do what we're doing now. I'm in the military and I have brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles and mom and dads of all different colors. Like I said, I still say my father goes hard in the paint because my brothers and sisters are from everywhere. So on that note, let me get back over here. Who we got in the building? I see we got 6 viewers, man. What is the jewel junkie always say? Something about don't slide by without saying hi. You got to speak when you come up in here. And if it's your first time coming to the hangout with and chat with Papa Gift, hey man, smash that notification bell, like, comment, and subscribe. And we jumping right into this thing. I can't see who you are, but I appreciate you coming out. So I'm gonna switch on over and bring my guest in. Hello, hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I cannot. There you are. You changed hats.
That was my working hat. Said I gotta try to get right because this thing it just changes it up on me all the time. You know what it is? It's because I don't have my regular setup, so I'm using just one device, and it's wonderful, but it's okay.
Semper Gumby.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta adapt and overcome and keep pressing, right? Boom.
That's right. And I like all the decorations you got behind you. I'm going disco light for mine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see if this thing if it pulls up on the Twitch. Can y'all see? Can y'all hear in Twitch world? Talk to me. Boom. There we go. How are you? All right. So look, this is Miss Jen Hamer. And we're gonna hit this thing off, man. So who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do? Misa Pops. Yep.
First of all, happy Friday.
Thank you.
Happy weekend. It has arrived.
Almost.
By the way, this is bubbly water, just so you know. See,
I forgot mine.
I know. I'm going fancy tonight. Let's see. Who am I? So I don't know if I ever told you this, but in my first life, before Brian went active duty military, he was a congregational pastor for 20 years. I was a math and science teacher for junior high school for 20 years.
Okay. You did tell me that. You did.
Yeah. I'm old, so I can't remember if I did.
We'll let you get by with that one, man. We'll let you get by with that one.
And then second career, Brian is now a military chaplain in the Navy. And I am a physical fitness instructor for the military, somewhat still furloughed. So occasionally I get to teach a cycle class. I miss teaching indoor cycle to my Marines. I miss Zumba. I miss TRX. I miss it all. But one of these days, all the gyms on base will open again and I will go back to work.
Man, so, I know that's rough for you, man, because you always inside of there teaching some type of class.
God bless the wives on our street, because every now and again I'll put out this group text of, does anybody want a Zumba? Does anybody want to come kickbox with me in my garage?
And they all come by. You get a good group? We
do. And then there's occasionally some beverages afterwards to, recover. But,
beverages to recover is okay. It's all right. It is. That's what I'm talking about. Misa Pops, man. That's what's going on. It's a first time chat. Okay. Where are you watching from, Misa Pops? How are you tonight? Thank you for coming out. All right, Jen. So you were a school teacher, and now you do a little bit of everything. So one of the things that I know you for is beating people up.
What?
And walking around with your gloves on. So
well, now I just got the stuff on there that hurts. So
Yeah. Well, look. So you told us the ties to the military. So tell us some of the pros and cons of being tied to the military. And you know what? Let's back it up. Because you guys were a high school teacher And Chap was a pastor, right? He was
Yeah.
over a congregation.
Yeah.
What made you guys decide to make that transition into the military?
Oh, wow. So I think for Brian, there had always been that thing in the back of his mind because one of his former instructors by the name of Dan Guard, who is retired out of the military, was a military chaplain. And it was just something that was planted in his mind early, early on. And sometimes when you're in a congregational setting, you love your people, but always worrying about budget and always worrying about building concerns and a lot of the congregational. Sometimes there's some drama, sometimes there's some hard things that happen,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of meetings, and you feel like you're not serving so much as you are just doing a lot of administrivia and
Gotcha.
putting out fires.
Right.
So, and hopefully I'm not speaking on a turn for Brian, but I think his heart really was in the ministry. He just wanted to serve.
Okay.
And so, without having to worry about budget falls and building concerns and everything else. So, when he went in as a reservist and got a taste for it, I think that really lit the fire for him. And I think that he's been so blessed to be in the chaplaincy because you're not worried about your paycheck. You're not worried about, whether or not you're going to lose your home or anything else.
Yeah.
You can just be there for your sailors and your Marines. You can just be there for their families. And it's very, very ministry oriented.
And your
So I think,
soldiers. And your
yeah,
soldiers.
and your soldiers. Yeah.
He took care of us too. So thanks. I shout out to, Chaplain Hamer, man, because I had a not so great experience here, and the chaplain basically told my guy that we don't cover y'all, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah. If you're on base, if you have access on base, you absolutely, that's your chaplain.
Yeah.
So, and if you ever still need him, he's there.
Okay.
He's there. He still has a lot of his former people from Lemoore that will get in contact with him, even different duty stations and years down the line. And he's an extraordinary man. I know this because I married him and I have very good taste. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know of many chaplains or pastors that would cheer their wives on in MMA.
Yeah. So yes.
He was there.
Gonna
He was
get
there.
there.
Like, yeah, every belt I got awarded, every competition I went to, he was there. He was there and just cheering me on.
Look, kudos to him because I was wondering, I was gonna ask you about that. I'm like, I remember when you first came up. So yeah, when you first came up and you was like, hey, that was a nice triangle you had there. Can I train with you guys? And I'm like, what? Who are you? Oh, I'm the chaplain's wife. I'm like, the chaplain's wife want to train in some combatives? Absolutely, yes. How can I tell?
It was so much fun.
It
Well,
was.
and so to Brian, you are a very, very special man for two reasons. One, because I think he also recognizes the value of having self-defense classes and just developing that awareness, developing that being a little more savvy, learning to walk as a unit. Because I remember you said that in one of our classes, and that really struck gold. But also, instead of me coming home and saying, hey, honey, I just learned something. Can I try it on you? He would just be like, isn't that why you have Army combatives? You can go try stuff on them now. So to this day, bless your heart. Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad to be of help. Myth Man 2004, good to listen, man. Hey, where you watching from, Myth Man? I think you're watching from Columbus, Georgia, my hometown. Dazzlem, you said garbage internet won't let you watch, man. Come on, you gotta get that internet right, so you can catch all these good nuggets that's about to come on down. All right, Jen. So tell me some of the pros and cons. How long have you guys been in the military, including his reserves time?
It's been 10 years now, counting reserve time.
Nice.
So active duty since 2015, when we made that trek all the way from Queens, New York to Lemoore, California.
That was the first.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow. Active
yes.
duty?
But we loved it. we loved it. You know, everybody kept warning us. And of course, we're looking in the middle of the map. We're in the Navy, not a lick of water anywhere near us.
It's no water. There's
Yeah.
none.
Well, and what's that Julia Roberts movie where she finds that town with the poisoned wells, and it's like somewhere in California, kind of desertish.
It might have been more, but
I swear we drove through that town, and all I kept thinking is, what have we gotten ourselves into?
yeah,
And Lemoore has a very special place in our heart because it was all about the people, and it
yeah,
was all about the community,
exactly.
and just that connection.
You know,
It,
I think we were talking with Bicey earlier this week, and you know that the community made that place because it's easy to get in a place like that and be like, oh, it sucks so bad. Oh my God, you know, I hate it here. I don't want to, you know, it just sucks. So yeah, I think you're right about that. That you know we had a really good community, and then to add, you know, you guys to get to meet y'all, and then you start off on your whole deal. You know, hey, I got this idea.
it was a God incident, coincidence when God is involved. Because I got to tell you, I wanted so badly to teach self-defense, and I actually became a physical fitness trainer so that I would have access to the gym.
Okay.
Now, the fact that I fell in love with TRX and Zumba and all that other stuff was great, but my big thing was self-defense.
Mm.
And I kept getting no's, and I kept getting no's until I walk into this gym one day and I see all these guys in uniform rolling around, and I saw that triangle chokehold, and I'm like, I think I just found my people. And it was that combination, because you had the ins with the family advocacy, because you're already an advocate yourself.
Yeah.
Just that so one of the things I love about you and your family is how much you value family.
Mm.
You know, your wife and your kids, and they are first and foremost.
Yes, ma'am.
And I could tell that you had that same feeling towards your soldiers. The fact that you're putting on podcasts every week to keep reaching out to your soldiers and keep giving them that advice and give them that encouragement, that's amazing. So, but when I walked in, I saw that triangle chokehold and I started getting ideas. I'm like, we can make this fly. And we did. And we had, what was it, 5 or 6 classes while you were there?
It was a lot of classes, and they kept getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and each class was like 3 hours long, and that's no joke. And then we'd have these Navy guys that would give up their Saturdays or their Tuesday and Thursday nights to come on out along with the Army combative guys.
Yeah.
And just that kind of community. And it wasn't just the people that they were helping, because that was great. It was great to see, because you knew there were victims in that group.
Right.
You knew that they were struggling. And to see them empowered and see them feel like they're healing just a little bit. But then to see these Army and Navy guys who are getting the daylights beat out of them.
Big old guys too, right?
They were. Oh my goodness. But how much empowerment was it for them to see that they were responsible for empowering somebody else?
Right, exactly. Yes. Yes.
And that was the best part.
Yeah.
It really was.
I remember I would tell them that, look, don't go home trying this on your husbands, you know, your spouses, because you're one, if you didn't keep practicing it here, you're probably going to do it wrong, and or you're going to do it right and you're going to hurt them, and then you're going to lose that opportunity ever again, right? And they come back, yeah, it worked. It worked. And some of the husbands came back with came to the classes the next time with them, so that was pretty cool. And or they brought like their kids with them, so yeah, that was awesome. I loved it.
That was the best part, and that actually just started the whole process. Because when we came to Camp Pendleton, first thing I did was find my guy, that person, and down here is Master Sergeant Jojo Ascone.
Okay.
He's not the biggest guy. I think he tops out at like 5'4" or 5'5". But he's incredibly lethal and always so happy.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that you think, and then like you find out, oh yeah, he's like seriously lethal, because he knows like martial art. Same kind of, just such a family man. But he had these 2 victim advocates in the Marines. They were both badass. They both women, Marines, didn't take guff from anybody.
Yeah.
They were my Wonder Women. They really were.
Nice.
And it was just, and we got it rolling down here. And then I thought, well, you know what? I may not always have my guy to help me out to get these classes going. So then I just went ahead and got certified. So thanks
Nice.
for the inspiration.
Yes, no problem. I'm happy to help. We say listening from Lemoore, is that Tiny Doogie? Thank you for watching. And Mr. Pops, it's always happy hour somewhere in the world, but I just found somewhere in the world that is Christmas, or maybe that's just a good looking winter tree. Hey man, it's always good to have your tree up.
That's my Valentine tree.
Hey, we
It's
was
all
talking
Valentine
about that.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you just keep
Great
on
part of the
changing it
time.
with whatever's coming up next, right?
Yeah. Keep the cheer going.
You
Yeah.
have
Keep
to.
it.
Yeah, it's an all year round tree.
So from Lemoore, that is one of my former TRX students, and she is amazing. She and her husband are so wonderful. And so she used to come to my TRX classes quite often. And then Misa Pops, that's actually my nephew.
Oh,
And
really?
that's his handle on Twitch. And Misa is my little niece, my great niece.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice.
they're watching all the way from Michigan.
Thank you for coming out and watching and joining us. Awesome. We are
Brian's
here.
at the end now.
We are here for Jen. Absolutely. Hey, she's a wonderful person. Look, look. We used to do the demonstrations before the 5K fun runs.
Yeah.
We got Reverend Hamer from Emma. Go Mom. Yeah, go Mom. Woo! Look, I'm
So
gonna tell
can
you.
I tell a story about when we used to roll?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So with most of your Army combatives, except for Sully, who was a great big guy, he worked at the vet office. I mean, the biggest teddy bear ever.
Yes, absolutely.
But I had to laugh because most of your people were still kind of new. Yeah, they were getting the hang of it. So the fact that you had kind of let me roll with them a little bit and just, it was something where I think you trusted me to roll with them because I wasn't about to dominate. I was going to try and coach them through it.
Right. Yes.
But then inevitably we would get to the part where you and I would roll.
They used to wait for that.
Oh, every single time. And you know what? The first words out of your mouth were always, not my ears, not my ears.
Because you be trying to choke and grab and squeeze, and I'm like, nope.
There's a weight advantage there. I had to, make it count. Besides, I have tiny arms and trying to get them around that neck for a guillotine. The ears got in the way. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, every time, not my ears.
One of the things that you know about a lot of the MMA guys is they get that cauliflower right there. So shout out to my big brother, Ken Parham. He's my sensei, my teacher. And when I got it the first time, he said, don't bust it because it'll be worse. And so he told me what to do, and so it just got hard. But they're just so sensitive. So when people try to choke or go for headlocks and stuff like that, I protect my ears. Yes. And I was like, oh no, she likes to grab the head. No.
Well, but you have to agree, when it's a female grappling against a male, especially when they're larger, bicep to bicep isn't going to work.
Oh no.
Control the head, control the body.
Control the head. Yes, absolutely.
So sorry about your ears.
He said, Myth Man said she's still beating people up. I'm sure she is. she's certified to beat people up now, Myth Man.
That's what I have liability insurance for.
Yeah. Hey, look, you know what? Did I give you the sheets for before you have your classes to have people just do the medical screening? You probably got them, right? Ask them those questions about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I totally forgot. I was like, I should have left that stuff with Sullivan, but I didn't.
I know the general screening questions that you ask before any PT in a Navy class.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
That's to keep us safe. But since you're certified, you definitely want to be asking those questions before anybody get down and start doing your throws that you like to do.
There is something to that muscle memory. Caitlin had a friend over, I think it was about 2 years ago, so before the pandemic. And she walks alone a lot. And I'm like, so do you want to learn some self-defense? Because we can teach you a little bit. I said, now, for instance, and all I did was just put my arm around Caitlin's upper body. Before I had a chance to breathe or finish the sentence, I was on the cement looking up at the ceiling going, ah!
Did you breathe out when you hit the ground?
I didn't know I was going down that fast.
No. Yeah, muscle memory. Shout out. That's what I'm talking about.
It was all muscle memory. Caitlin just looked at me and she was so shocked. She's like, I didn't even know we were doing that. Muscle memory, yay.
Hey,
I'm
look,
going to be inside with an ice pack now, but good for you.
we say train responses, right? That's what our goal was, to create train responses, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
So that's
Again.
awesome. Reverend
And
Homer says, is Miss Jen registered as a lethal weapon? I think if she's not already, she's probably close enough to it.
I totally behave all the time.
Look.
Absolutely. Oh, so I completely squirreled on your question, and I'm sorry. Pros and cons, military.
Pros and cons.
Okay, pros. You build a tribe. And that tribe, I think you really do keep in touch with those people. You tend to connect a little bit faster than if you're just living on some random street somewhere. And your tribe really do. They come to your rescue. So when you're having that day where your car battery is dead, or one of the kids is sick, but you need someone else to watch your other littles, or whatever it is, your tribe is there. And they really are amazing. So I think that the support that you find within the military community, because you're all in it together.
Right.
That's the biggest pro that I can think of. I do like the overall structure of the military insofar as you can always find help when you need it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be very, very pushy.
Look,
but they've developed enough programs. They've come a long ways. They've developed enough programs that if you can ask the right people the right questions, you're going to find the help that you need.
Yeah.
So that part's great. I love the price on the health insurance, because where we were before, sometimes that was the difference between putting oil in the furnace so you didn't freeze at night, or being able to pay your health insurance premiums. Yeah. That was tough. The cons, sometimes the separation. Yeah. And the long hours, that part's tough. Obviously, with some of the tensions happening in other parts of the world, you always wonder how that's going to impact your loved ones.
Right.
And praying for people to be safe. And then there is, I think, definitely more need for services for active duty. So if they could up some of that a little bit more and normalize it, because if you're going to take care of your body, and you're going to get all this education and keep up with all the classes and everything else, then your emotions are also that thing that need to be built and lifted and flexed a little bit. And I think it needs to be presented in that fashion instead of waiting until it becomes a real situation. Just build in the mental health care from the time a lot of these kids start. That way that it's normal. Yeah. You're always taking care of your mental health, right, along with physical health and your education.
Yeah.
So
I agree. The Mythman said it gets better when you retire. Insurance costs. And Mike Gonzo, what's going on? He says furnace oil is really expensive. Man, you got to use furnace oil out in Corpus Christi. Hey, Marie too. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you joining the show. Hey, look, for everybody that's you guys are watching, we want to thank you for coming out. I'm chatting with Jen Hamer all the way from, was it sunny No, you're not in San Diego. Where you at? You on the Marine Corps base.
Oceanside, California.
Oceanside. My wife used to live out in that area, man. It's still sunny, and the beach is lovely, lovely.
Yes. Is this the time to tell you that where we live in the neighborhood, we can see the ocean through our neighbors' houses, and we're overlooking the harbor? No? Yes? Well, if you and Jill want to come out and vacation, it's good to know people.
Hey, look. Actually, my terminal leave is set to be in San Francisco, so I may journey south because, hey, we need some sun. So we'll definitely hit you guys up.
Look, we have great restaurants here.
I know. My headquarters was in San Diego when we were at Lemoore, so I traveled through there all the time. Look, Mike Gonzo says when I lived in PA. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, you were up in the north area. Look, Mythman's from PA, right? Mythman? My friends had to pay for it. All right, Jen. So, if you could change 3 things, you talked about some of them. Maybe that's some of the ones you would change. You could change 3 things in the world. What would they be?
Well, who was your guest on Wednesday?
Bicey, Leon.
I see. Well, I feel like you already took one or two of mine. Uh, Education and healthcare, definitely, including the mental health services. I feel like we have lost our ability to really dialogue
Mm,
and learn from each other. Uh, if we could bring that back, where you could actually have civil discussions
right.
and ask questions and learn. And you may not always agree or see eye to eye, but I feel that ability to actually try and connect with another human being through issues that are sometimes a little touchy.
Yeah.
I feel like we've lost that because I feel like people are now afraid to learn, and we need to keep learning. We need to keep growing. We
Absolutely.
need to keep having those discussions.
Yeah.
So, so I guess that's two. Three, that you could hit 50 and none of the calories from In and Out would ever matter.
I'll second that. I haven't hit 50 yet, but if we can find a way to not hit those calories, make those calories, that'll be great, right? Oh, you flip
All right, do you see
sideways.
what this says?
Let's say cheers to 50 years. Oh, nice.
I'm older than you.
Yes, man. Up. Was it Doogie said I agree. Mike Gonzo said yes, exactly. Mike Gonzo, what's up, man? This is Coleman. Yes, yes, you got me. So look, I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna go back a little bit. You said something. So I knew after one you came and you approached like this lady is fearless. You don't just walk up to a random group of guys and be like, yeah, let me get on the mat. And I'm like, she has to be like a ninja or something. I don't know. I gotta, because even when I was in Bragg, everywhere I go, I would start. The soldier would be like, hey, I want to do this, yeah, and I'll be like, all right, you set it up, and I'll teach it, right? Because I'm not really trying to do the logistics part. And so they would set it up, and then I'll come in and I'll do my teaching. I'll do the instructing. And you'll have those onesies and twosies, and you trained jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and stuff before, so you've been in the school. And when you have that type of environment in those places, the ones that you want to be in are the ones where it is like a family environment where we care about each other. Because if I hurt you or you hurt me, we lose training partners, right?
Exactly.
And so I would like to fill the people out first before I let them roll or spar with my soldiers or my other trainees. And so when you got there and then I rode with you, I could tell that you were controlled. You were trying to get me, but you were still. It was a controlled aggression. You know what I mean? And so after we had trained for a while together, I said, "Oh no, you're at a much higher level than these guys, and I trust you to roll with them." And matter of fact, I remember hearing you like, "Okay, no, you do this." When you would roll with one of them, and they would have maybe panic or get stuck. So it really helped me out because sometimes I would get stuck working with one person because they just couldn't get over it, and then I hear you and you're helping them. So that really helped me out, and I appreciate it. And then so when you brought the thing to me about doing the self-defense classes, I was like, hey, just tell me where you need me at, and you put it together, and I'll be there. Reverend Hamer says, control, Jen, really? Yes, sir. Look, it's a controlled aggression. It's intentional violence.
Oh, he's going to be riding that one for days. Thank you so much.
Listening from Fort Wayne. Great interview, Jen. It's for Marie too. Thanks for coming out, for Marie too. We appreciate you supporting. Jen is awesome as always. But
that is my rock star of a mother-in-law.
Oh yeah? Oh
yeah.
Thank you for coming out, man. Now if all of y'all could just do me a favor and smash that like, subscribe, and notification bell, that'd be awesome. Look, Gonzo said Gift's famous words when we rode was no hulking out. Yeah, no hulking out. None of that. Because the thing is you get two males in almost any species together, right? It's like two bucks. And they just want to do this right here. And it's like we tell them 25%, 5%, max 25%. Don't go harder than that, right? And then you get those people that they'll get in there and they'll just be like, they'll get their brains get scrambled, and then they just want to just hulk out and pull your arms off and beat you with your arms. And it's like, no, you can't do that. You got to control, because if you don't, one, practice what we're going over, right? Practice the technique so that we're creating this trained muscle memory response, right? And so when we did it with the women's self-defense class, it was great because it's all these people who, for the most part, I would say 95% had zero clue what we was doing. And so they was attentive, they was paying attention, and they was trying to get the exercises and the techniques down. So I want to just say thank you for, being the logistics person and putting everything together, and just allowing for me to come in and just do the instructing part.
It was great. That was, oh my goodness. And I think it worked well because I would teach certain sections and then you would teach certain sections. But it was great because with all the experience you had, I think what really struck home for me was the educational aspect, how seriously people were actually taking the educational aspect.
Right.
Because as much as we joked about being ninjas, a lot of it was, when are you going to use this? Why would you use this?
Right.
Are you being aware of your surroundings and the whole bit? Because, we were talking the other day that a very, very flawed world that we live in, it's not going to be perfect until Christ comes again.
Right.
And
absolutely,
there's predators out there. And we like to pretend that there isn't, but they exist. And then teaching people how to not live in fear, but live being aware.
Right.
And so that for me, that was a dream come true. That was my I think the one thing I was most proud of being in Lemoore was being able to host those self-defense classes. And then, of course, Diane, you remember her, feisty redhead from staff office. She would come on out and nothing stopped her. You want to talk about feisty? I would not mess with her.
But that was the other thing. It's like, so we had to make sure that we didn't put the too feisty people with our not as experienced assistant instructors. So those Navy people and the soldiers that would come out to help us, get beat up. We had to make sure that we didn't put the feisty people with them, because Lord knows they would have probably hurt them. Let's see. Mythman says, for some reason you never wanted to roll with me, Gift. Whatever. Man, your back was, you was a young old man. Your back was messed up before mine was. He gonna be calling me out. Hey, look, I'm not saying that I can't be tapped out and I can't be beat. I'm just saying I don't walk away from a role. It's good training for me. So we talked about how you know me. So I say, Reverend Harmon, I'm still blinking twice because I need.
Oh no! What did he say?
He said he's still blinking twice because he needs help. Don't worry, sir. If you need me to give a free nap, I don't know if I can do it as fast, but hey, that's a trip to California that I'll make to come and see you guys.
All right, just in my own defense, not that I'm going to throw my husband underneath the bus, but a little bit. And his mother will back me up on this. He has been teasing people since he has been in the cradle. He is a lifelong tease.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So don't let him start pulling any. Don't let him pull your leg.
Look, you gotta watch Chat, man. You gotta watch him. He trying to set you up.
He is. His mother-in-law will back, or my mother-in-law will back me up on this. He's always been a tease. He's always pushing buttons. So
look, I love you too, Chap. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Look, that's good stuff. I appreciate you allowing for us to train, because I honestly, I don't know if I would be comfortable, like my wife just, you walked around with like you were ready for a fight. I remember you used to having them gloves, and I was like, did she just finish working out? Did she just beat somebody up? What?
Lemoore was a dry place. I was just trying to keep my hands all nice and pretty.
The mom here, she speaks the truth. Okay, Mom, I believe you. Look, Chap, that's beautiful when you have that. I always say I'm gonna support my wife, but it's always one of those things that when she said, I want a contract, I'm gonna go overseas, and I'm like, I never want you to look back and say I woulda, shoulda, coulda. So I'm like, okay, did you pray about it? Okay, then let's do it. But whoo, I was worried, and she did it. She called crying all the time, every night, but she did it, right? But I don't know if I would be like, yeah, go fight, go get on the mat. I would train her. She was there with us,
She
but
was.
I don't know if I could just. That's tough. As an instructor, it's tough. It's like, if I punch her, if I'm holding a pads, and then I'm giving her the feedback and stuff like that, and I accidentally hit her, then I'm like, oh, are you okay? Oh my god. You got to go train
So
with somebody else.
the school where I trained in New York, my instructor was an MMA fighter, and it was very structured. I loved the curriculum. Everything was laid out. And that's why, like, when I was watching you teach your soldiers, I'm like, there's an actual flow and purpose to what he's teaching.
Right.
So that resonated with me. And that's part of how I knew, like, they could be my people. So in New York, you dressed in uniform, a lot of discipline. And it's not that they didn't take injuries seriously, but they knew which injuries to take seriously. So if you got a bloody nose, blow the blood out of your nose and get back on the mat.
Right.
Unless you're, sick or something's actually really wrong. So you kind of got used to that. My last competition, I was competing with a broken toe. And a huge reaction to poison ivy, like head to toe reaction. I was on 7 different medications. I think that's part of the reason I did so well that day, because I medaled second and third.
Nice.
And I was competing against brown belts as a yellow belt in kickboxing, and I still managed to place. So I don't know how that happened. I didn't feel anything. I think it was all the medication, honestly. Yeah. But it was just that structure and that discipline of, you can keep going. Just breathe through it and keep going.
Yeah.
So I think that was part of it for me was, and Brian, I think, just got used to me getting beat up so much, because when you rolled, you always rolled with black belts. And you just got used to tapping out, but then you would, get some feedback on what you need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got used to keep going.
Yeah. I felt like I was just surviving, man. That's when my brother pulled me in, he beat me up every night. The other black belts beat me up every night. And I was like, they said, you're doing so good. And I'm like, I'm surviving. That's all I'm doing. And they was like, but look how much longer you're lasting before you're getting tapped. And I didn't even think about it. But then I ended up in my first tournament when I, way back in the day. And I ended up competing in 2 different brackets on accident, because they were saying that that our team was cheating. It was like, he's not a newbie. And it was like, no, he's been training for like 2 months. But the thing was, when they started me off as an apprentice instructor. So I didn't just come in as a student. I came in as somebody they were grooming me to be an instructor. So after all the classes, so I was teaching kids combatives, women's self-defense, Muay Thai, BJJ, and then we would transition into the warrior training, all our fighters. And then after that, we would have the instructors train. And I'm in there beat up. Oh my God, just beat up. But the thing that resonates is that those people become like your family, kind of like the military, right? And the good thing about that group was we had SEALs, we had Navy SEALs, we had some professional fighters, ex-professional fighters. Wow. We had Coast Guard, Navy, Army. I think there was an ex-Marine. We had Virginia Beach Sheriff's Department. We used to train the Virginia Beach Sheriff's Department. It was like they come in for self-defense classes, and it was like, what? Really? And then we had our professional fighters. So it's it's one of those things where it's like, it's so awesome, but I never thought that I would be going for it and still wanting to, especially the women's self-defense part. I did that because, I was apprentice instructor, and the black belt was like, hey, Tay, you gonna be you helping me out. I'm like, okay. Oh, the other one that we used to do was Filipino knife fighting. If you ever get a chance to do that, that actually helps with your hand speed for like the boxing part. Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Kali sticks. You got the Kali sticks, and then you got Filipino knife fighting. So it's all in the X. It's
okay.
The X. So try that. Check it out. Also, big circles.
Throwing knives.
Yeah, big circle, small circle. So Aikido and or judo, obviously. All right. So if you could change one thing in your past, what would it be, and why?
I really wouldn't, because that's how I'm here now, with whatever wisdom I've learned, the easy way or the hard way. Because wisdom is sometimes hard fought and hard won.
Right.
And sometimes you come by it just because you actually have the chance to sit and be still and learn and listen. So I really wouldn't change anything.
That's good. That's good. You know, when I was thinking about that question, I was thinking short term because, you know, with the butterfly effect, if you go back in the past, you change too much stuff, right? I'm thinking like within the last 6 months, what happened that I can go back and change it and benefit? You know, like I would have went ahead and invested that daggone stimulus check. You know, not too much
True.
not too much has changed, but just that investment, that stimulus investment into whatever stock, options, crypto, whatever, that thing would have, you know, flipped and turned. Well, now everything's going down, but you know, I was thinking short term because of the same reasons. Because you know, you go back and you change too much stuff, and you create that ripple effect to where now it's just like, yeah, it's not the same.
Well, see, and Lutherans, I think Lutherans tend to go more by, it's not about having regrets, it's about having forgiveness.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
that
that's good.
forgiveness, that absolution and forgiveness. So it's more along the lines of what happened, happened. Are you forgiven? Okay, then you need to move forward
Yeah,
and not keep living there.
that's
So, because
that's
I
good.
know one of the questions that's coming up, and I definitely have my answer ready.
Okay. Mythman said, awesome. Gotta know where you came from to know where you're going. Absolutely, brother. Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Okay. One of your most memorable experiences.
Only one.
You can give me two.
Oh, I'm going to give you three.
Okay.
Overachiever. All right, the day I married my husband. Yep,
Awesome.
I remember that. It was 97 degrees in the church. After that wedding in Fort Wayne, when it was that hot, they finally got an air conditioner installed in the church. So I'd like to think that from our experience, they gained their own wisdom.
Yeah.
Um, the day Caitlin was born and the day Emma was born.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, can't.
Awesome.
Those are probably my three top best life changing moments.
Yes. I like it. I like it. Okay. So, one life lesson that you could leave us with.
Oh wow, holy moly! It's already been like over 45 minutes. Seriously? Okay. Uh, be kind. Not to be cliche, but honestly, be kind. It's been a rough few years. We don't know what everybody else is going through. And I don't think we can ever be in so much of a rush or in so much pain that we forget that we can still have the ability to be kind.
Yeah. Yeah. I was reading something the other day. It was talking about you never know the battles that people are facing, and just that smile, or you know, just a kind gesture, you know, you could help them make it through that next week just by your, you know, what you do. So I like that. Reverend Harmon said, yes, the stable boy gets the princess. Yeah.
See, he's digging out from a few minutes ago. See how he does that? He's very good. I'd say the only thing that I would add on to that is when you don't know what else to do, pray. And even when you do know what to do,
Pray.
pray.
Yes.
We always forget that that's probably one of the most powerful things that we can do for other people. They
Absolutely.
never even know that we did it, but just pray for them.
And you ain't even got to tell the world that you did it, right? You just
Mm-mm.
do it. Thank
Be
you.
the humble tax collector.
Yes, thank you. I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like I was watching the, you know, I'm doing this social media bid somehow. I don't know how this happened,
Because your
but
soul just wanted to hear your voice.
yeah, that's
You're up
probably
the
what
gift.
it
That's
is.
what.
But they say, you know, I'm watching it and I'm trying to learn and I'm doing all these classes and it's like, you know, you see these things and it's like that's staged. You're staging that. oh, I got these shoes for you. Here, check this out. It's like somebody just randomly has something that recorded it and they just randomly gave it to you to post it on your thing. It's like, come on, man, do it in private and be rewarded in public, right?
Just do
What?
it because it's right, not because you're going to get any kind of notoriety about it.
Yeah, yeah, man. Don't do that. I don't. I say I don't like it, but yeah.
Be Saint Anonymous.
Saint Anonymous. I like that. I'm I'm still in that.
I'm giving it away. It's all yours.
Okay. Look. Okay, so that's a life lesson. Give us a leadership lesson.
Love your people. Because if you want to command their respect or get the mission done, love and learn your people. Because if you can build that team, they'll do anything for you and they'll do anything for the people they're serving.
Absolutely. That's facts. I like that. Yes.
See, 50 and look how wise I am.
Look, hey, that is like, I think that's one of my that's my mantra. You know, I might be stern, I might be, like, you're gonna do this discipline. They may do some push-ups here and there, but they always know that they can come to me. I love them. I'll do anything for them because they're either my kids, my mother, brother, sister, auntie, uncle. Somehow, I do have soldiers that's older than me. I had this one soldier. She was a elderly woman, and I used to call her private grandma. she,
So, what's old?
well, at
How
that
old was she?
time, she was the oldest that you could be to come in at that time, and she had just
Oh,
come
okay.
in, and and so she would come in, she'd be like, "Senior," and I was like, "What you want, private grandma?"
But
You know,
here's one of the things I knew about you. And this is why I knew I could ask you about self-defense classes, was because I could tell that you loved your people. And if you're going to love them and watch over them and nurture them, that I can certainly trust you to be the instructor in our class where we have all these people coming in. We know some of them are victims and they've already been traumatized
yeah.
because they are going to be in very loving and very capable hands. So, yep.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Mythman said, "Oh, don't I know? Don't you know what, man? Which part don't you know? Don't I know? What is it that you don't that you know, Mythman? I know you're trying to highlight on something. He be throwing me out there sometimes. So before we get to this, because we're coming to the towards the end of our questions, and we're going into the lightning round.
I'm ready.
Um, So we were talking about something earlier this week, and we were talking about. You asked me a question. You remember what your question was?
Yeah. So you're a dad. You know this. My girls are growing up, and one of them is a beautiful 16-year-old, and she's now getting catcalled.
Yeah.
And she can be in the bulkiest sweater or sweatshirt, loose pants, big old backpack, the whole thing. And these men go driving by as she's walking off school campus, so they can tell that she's coming from school.
Right.
And they're catcalling her. And it's that thing where we're now in this age of, they feel that they have the right to say something about my daughter's appearance or her body.
Yeah.
And some of it's just grotesque. It really is. And so, getting your input on that, and part of what, and that's part of what I tell her is, we already know predators exist. This is how we open up every single self-defense class I've ever taught, and she's been there. It was, you don't have to own what they say. Just keep it on the outside. And then when you mentioned your response, I was like, okay, I think I'm on the right track. But it's that thing of, how we've failed to have real conversations and learn.
Right.
I feel like we're also in that area where, because of social media, people just simply don't have boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I when you asked me that question, it really hit me because obviously I had two daughters. I have two daughters and my wife. And they grew up in that social media stuff, and we try so hard. I try so hard to keep them out of that stuff, and because it was interfering with school for them. It was like there was no good balance. It was like I'm gonna engulf myself in this social media, but I'm not gonna focus on school. Because if it was school was good, you can do whatever you want as long as it's not bad, right? But one of the thing that really is like in anybody in the group, if you're a father or a mother and you have daughters, it's like you just as soon as you have you're gonna have a daughter, it's like oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna have to kill somebody. Myth Man says you're a big meanie softy. I'll I'll take that as a compliment. Oh, thank you, Myth Man. I appreciate that, Dr. Coleman. Um, so yeah, when you said that, it made me go back to where I was really, So I ended up, I started teaching them early, like um, it doesn't matter what you do, how you do it, when you do it. There's always going to be people that are going to um, treat you a certain way. They're going to act a certain way, and you can't control it. We cannot control them. What we can do is we can. This is why I love to get our domestic violence and our sexual assault victim advocates involved in the classes because it's a prevention, it's an education, right? So if we can educate enough people and we can create a culture, an environment of it's not acceptable, then we are affecting how often that's happening. The problem is you have and I hate to say it because it's not all frats, but it's the frat boy mentality,
Yeah.
right? That frat mentality of um, we could do what we want to do. It's just fun. We're just having fun. But your
Boys are
fun,
going to be boys.
right, yeah. And then you got the parents that will be like, "Oh yeah, they're just having some fun." That's not fun. If your idea of fun is tearing somebody else down, my daughter had 3 older brothers to help protect her. Yeah, I mean, I grew up. My sister had 3 brothers too, and my father taught us all like we were trained in martial arts from jump. I mean, I woke up in chokeholds. Wake up, go back to sleep. Wake up, go back to sleep. It's like, which one is it? Stop. Well, what do you do? What do you do? I'm tapping already. Come on, Dad. It's like, yeah, get out the move. I don't even know what move it is. I was asleep. Um, but yeah, but she still was subjugated to it. She still had that problem because at some point in time, they're going to be walking from gym. They're going to be walking from lunch if they have off-campus lunch. They're going to be walking with their friends. They're going to be off-site somewhere, and they're not there, right? And so the best thing we could do is to one educate everyone, but also let our kids know that hey, look, these people are out there. They're predators. And what they say to or about you, try. I mean, we're human. Then we say sticks and stones may break my bone, but words will never hurt me. That's a lie. Words do hurt.
Yeah, they do.
They do
They
hurt. But we have to tell them, look, when you hear and first and foremost, come let us know, right? Let us know so that we can sit down and talk about it, filter this thing out, and then help you refine it. Look, is what they said true? Don't remember we got the predators out there. Everybody's not right. Some people are mentally, something's wrong with them, right?
Right.
So, and if we can get them to understand that, then it won't affect them and their mental health because now they were able to drop that off and they know, okay, I can come talk to my parents, my grandparents, my aunties, my uncles. We got this whole culture. But then, now we may camp out at the school and wait and wait for those people to drive by. Let me talk to you for a second, sir, ma'am. That's my child that you cat calling. But yeah, the most important thing is just to let them know that they can come talk to us about it. I think that's one of the big things. My daughters they do sometimes talk to me. They talk to my wife a lot, and then they'll talk to me after they talk to her. But nothing that we can do that will stop it from always happening. My wife, I'd be like, I hope it never happens when I'm with you because I know I might do something crazy. Especially if somebody is rude, if they're just like, just pray for me because when it's my wife, when it's my wife, it's like murder, death, kill. all of the training go out the window. All of the control is not. There's not. No, I am applying. It is destroy the enemy, seek out and terminate the enemy, and then she'll be like, "Stop! What are you doing?" I'm like, I come back. I'm like, "Huh? What? What
I
happened?"
don't. So I would be that person, but I know Brian would be there to absolve me right afterwards.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't bother. I can filter it out and I can close it out if it's about me. But my girls,
Right. Exactly.
So that's. I do appreciate that my girls do tell me these things and do talk to me, and I, even my little Emma will be like, so and so said this about me today, and they have no right to say this. It's my body.
Yeah.
I'm like, good for you. What'd you tell them? She goes, that's exactly what I told them. I'm like, there you go. Yeah. Boundaries. Good for you. Set them up. Hold to them. It's fine.
Exactly. And when you especially if you address it, if we teach people to address it, I don't want to, because it has to be you have to use wisdom, right? I would say strategically address. So like if it happens in a big setting and everybody's like, oh, then they're feeding into that's acceptable. Now, no one that does something wrong wants to hear that you did it wrong, especially if you could say it out loud and be like, hey, that's sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And then they're like, huh? Yeah, that's sexual harassment. Do you know what can happen if you get, brought up on charges for sexual harassment? You know what it's called? It's catcalling, pointing out, parts of people's body, the way you looking up and down someone. And if you do that, and then everybody else start backing away from it, now they're not giggling and snickering and all these other different things. And they're like, oh, okay, that's not right. We should not condone that. Let me back away from that person. And hopefully that person learns and they stop doing it, right? That's why the education piece is so important. So important. Because if we can get the young people to start speaking up, because what was the thing that a lot of people was like, nah, it's none of my business. My name Bennett, I ain't in it,
Well, and that goes back to be kind. Watch out for your fellow human being.
Yeah.
Say something. Get in the way if you have to.
Yeah.
Because if it happens to one of us, it can happen to any of us.
Exactly. Any of us, male and female. I'm gonna tell you when we were look, Dr. Coleman, Gonzo, y'all could speak up on this. When we were deployed, the last time that I deployed, the statistics were there was just as many males being sexually assaulted as females, but the males just wasn't coming forward.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it is.
The mental health, just to be deployed in the first place, right? And then for someone to take advantage, like they caught some guys that was hiding around and playing in a ninja suit, and they were jumping on people because we would have to go out to use the restroom in the middle of the night with like a flashlight, walk all the way down to wherever it is, and some of the people, I walk. I was definitely locked and loaded when I walked to the restroom. A ninja jumps out if they want to. It's gonna be a dead ninja. I'm just saying. If I come out and somebody's walking to the restroom, I'm making sure I make enough noise so I don't scare you. You don't get scared by me, and you don't scare me, right?
Yeah.
I'm making noise. It's like when you walk in the woods, right? You hiking, you making noise so the animals that's around there, they can be like, all right, somebody's in the wood. Let me go push further, deeper into the woods. So yeah. That's what I would do, because that's what they was telling us. It's like, these people, these predators are out here. So not just our 4 out of 5 rapes were male on male back in 2007. 4 out of 5 rapes. That's insane. Thanks, Gonzo. It's crazy. And then the mental health part, like you said, they don't report it. And then they carry that on top of all the other stuff that we carry and coming back, being scared to drive by trash on the road and all this other stuff. So, education and prevention are the biggest things that we can do to help the kids, help everybody, and keep doing your classes and keep bringing them to your classes.
Oh, I will. I got a bag out in the garage with all the equipment.
Yeah. I can't wait to. One of my things that I plan on doing is opening up my gym. Actually, my gym and my fight house. I don't want to say like a dojo. I don't want to be like a traditional. I want to have a fight house to where it could be, women's self defense, just regular self defense, kids, combatives type deal.
Yeah.
Where it's just one of those things where hey, look, at risk youth kids can come in. Hey, look, you can come in here and train, and as long as you stay out of trouble, keep these grades up, do stuff like that. That's one of my goals.
How amazing would that be?
That'd be
Do
so
it.
awesome.
Do it. That would be utterly amazing and much, much needed.
Lagunzo says we had to give rape whistles to our smaller male troops, not to make fun of him, but help. He had to carry one. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Matter of fact, we passed them out before we left in the last time. Okay, so to get off of that, I'm an investor for you, bro. You're gonna invest in my. Oh, thanks, Dr. Coben. You're gonna be there helping me. Look, I'm gonna tell you, but right before we left, when we were getting ready to demo, come back stateside, he was the only person that came to the because my other side of the house is my fight house, but then it's my dance school, my dance studio. So
Get some Zumba going.
so yo, I couldn't get anybody else, but Coleman came out with me to salsa night to shake some of that dust off, because I love dancing. I love Latin dancing, and teaching it. So it's one of my passions. He said, "Heck yeah, not with my back. I can't help. No, man, just to be there. They see you and they're gonna be like, okay, we can't be acting up in here. And then so I'm gonna tell you. So Jen, you said something. It's a community, right? We build our communities, and that's the beauty of the military. We don't even know some of the times some of the people that we have affected, like all the people that like you actively that you helped through those classes. There's so many more that you don't even realize you helped. It's people who I seen out, and then they would be like, hey, you helped Miss Jen, and then the thing, I'm like, what thing? The Saturday morning we got to throw you around on the mat. I'm like, oh, for the run. Yeah, y'all,
Yeah.
you did. Yep, absolutely. But so like some of these guys like Coleman, Gonzo, all these guys, they're part of my community, and it's just the military. I was blessed with the opportunity to meet all of you wonderful people, and to become part of not just my community but my family, because that's what I say. Once you can call me like that, and I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. You family. You are family. You can beat me up and you making my ears burst. We're family.
No. I know to leave your ears alone. It's okay.
He said, heck yeah, not yeah. I know you're back. Okay, so give me your three. I hate to say your three top leaders, because everybody don't have three top leaders, and like my top leaders aren't ranked except for one, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. The man.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, we have that in common.
Yes. So give me your three great leaders in your book.
All right. So obviously Jesus. Love your people, serve your people.
Yes.
And be willing to die for them, which he did. And then Martin Luther. So, because sometimes when you know the truth, you got to speak up, yes, even if your life is on the line.
Absolutely.
And you know the truth that you are saved by grace, then you got to put it out there and stand up to the larger institution. And then obviously Martin Luther King Jr., because we still need to keep speaking that truth and keep looking to be willing to lay our lives down for the person next to us and treat them as they are precious.
Right. Absolutely. I love it. Mm-hmm. We were in Germany, so we got to see a lot of the areas where where Martin Luther had in Europe big effect, right? And our chaplain that came over is a Lutheran priest. And he used to be like, First Sergeant, are you gonna pick me up? I'm like, Chap, can't you drive? He's like, I don't like driving at night. I was like, all right, Chap, I'll come get you. He come out there. He's so clean, and he was always educated, and he's traveling all over the place now. I'm trying to get him on. I'm gonna try to have one of these with like all my chaplain brethren on, and have a talk. I think that'll be good. So, Reverend Hamer, stay tuned, sir. Stay tuned. I want to.
I can hear it now. He's like, I got invited too. See, I'm also special. I can hear it now.
Absolutely. But then, look, you guys are a team. I thought he was going to be sitting next to you. I should have said that, but yeah, it's all right.
Do you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
They're eating In-N-Out right now.
Oh, no. Did you get to have yours before you sat down?
No, well, see, so I'm trying to get healthy so I can actually really get back to the gym, So I'm having a Big Mac salad, which is very healthy.
Okay.
It's like, romaine with some pickles and 99% turkey, tiny bit of cheese, a little bit of Thousand Island. Yeah. So I'm doing that.
Chats with the chaps. Yeah, I like that. That's what I'm going to call it, chap. Chats with the chaps. Oh, yes. I'm going to use that, sir. I'm going to use that. Thank you, if you don't mind. What are you going to say?
Here's Emma. Emma's going to say hi. She's bigger than you remember. Here, come around.
I see the hands.
Hi.
Hello. Oh my God, you are huge, man. You were really little. Remember you threw me?
Yeah, I'm like shoulder height of her now, like right there.
Wow.
Caitlin's my height, so whenever I can't find my clothes, I know where they are now.
Oh yeah. Look, so you said you got mats and stuff when you get it when we come up there, right? Okay.
Mats, Muay Thai pads, the feeding clubs, the whole bit.
We have a huge punching bag in the garage.
Look, so you ready to train then, right?
Oh, she will.
Come on,
she
man.
She still does.
Come on, you got to be ready to train. You got to be ready. When we get there, you got to be ready.
Yeah.
Oh, I am.
Okay. All right.
Every now and again, I'll get that. Mom, can I flip you? I just want to see if I can flip you now. I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
It should be getting easier, right?
It is. Yeah.
Just like, boom.
Look, just don't be flipping people at school, okay? Because they don't know how to fall properly. That is a technique that you have to learn before you just throw people.
Will do.
Okay. Yeah, we make sure we cover those rules. It's that thing of, it's a lot of fun until suddenly we have to worry about liability.
Exactly. They'd be like, no, she is out of here. She's killing people. Is it true, Miss Jen, that your love language is the triangle chokehold?
Thank you, Dad.
Really, is that true?
Send it.
It's a very selective language for one person only.
How often do you speak your love language, Miss Jen?
It depends on how much Hamer is actually teasing me.
If he gets in deep trouble, she'll just go, ooh, and then
I just hoist him up on my hip and bounce him there a little bit till he gives up.
Yeah. No. And then you'll see my sister and I mess with his hair, and our dog gives him kisses.
Okay, so do you put him do he has to go through the tunnel?
No tunnel, because then I don't have to worry about any domestic violence things.
Okay.
But you know how like when you start the hold and then you just put them up on your hip so their feet aren't touching?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
And then he just dangles there. He can breathe perfectly fine. And then in the meantime, the girls mess up his hair and he can't do a thing about it because the man is all about his hair.
Yeah.
And then, the dog will kind of just jump up and start licking his face. I'm like, so are you sorry yet? How's our communication now?
That's awesome. Look, it's an excellent control point. So, hey, I like it.
Yeah, girls grew up with it being called the silly hug.
Yeah, we call it silly hug.
Silly hug. Look, that silly hug can save you. It can save you too.
Yeah, well.
I call it free naps. Free 99. Look, he's still blinking twice. I got you, sir. I got you. Said, you being triple teamed over there. No, quadruple team. The dog too.
Oh, the dog loves him.
Oh yes. It's
the only other guy in the house.
All right, let's get to it now. What's a quote that you live by?
quote that I live by. I'm not sure it's a quote. It's a verse.
Okay.
Psalm 23. Because that's been handed down as a confirmation verse to all the women in our family, going back like 5 generations, 6 generations.
Okay. Psalms 23.
So, whenever I don't know what to do, that's where I go.
Okay. So I don't know. You haven't been doing any classes, so let me see. We are hopping in your car. What's the?
Yeah.
Oh, we're in the lightning round. Let me explain the lightning round. Everybody, the lightning round. Okay, so I'm gonna ask her questions, and she got to give us quick answers. But you guys have to type your answers right on over there. Put them in. You guys answer them questions, and let us see if any of our answers match up. Okay.
All right.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right. Top 3 songs that you're playing right now.
Shea Baba, I Want It All right now. Or I Want It All. Let's see. Long Way to the Top and Fire on the Mountain.
Fire on the Mountain. Okay. I think I know this one. What's your go-to for inspiration?
My faith.
Faith. Okay.
Yeah.
If you were on social media, what's your favorite social media platform?
The one I use most often, Facebook.
Facebook?
I was going to say MySpace, but then I realized just nobody would know what that was anymore.
I don't even know if is it around? Is it still around?
No.
Look, Facebook probably bought them out and was like, "You're out of here, buddy."
Done.
Okay.
Yep.
Musicality. What's your best group?
Best group. Let's see. The one I go to most often is probably going to be. Oh, I'm an 80 and 90s chick.
Go ahead.
So Aerosmith, AC/DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the best. What's your favorite?
Queen.
Queen. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the best artist?
See, I wasn't prepared for this because I'm a rainbow personality. When it comes to my music, it's got to match my mood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I switch. I'm all over the place. Sometimes
it could be music. It could be
AJ.
It could be actor, actress.
AJR. Let's see. Artist. Brian.
Okay.
Do you know he sings? He's got a master's in choral conducting.
Okay.
Yeah, and he'll just sit there and just sing all over the house. That's part of the reason I married him.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
We're really gonna have to have you on, Reverend Hammer.
When we were dating, he actually climbed up a ladder outside my window to serenade me.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Smooth. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. We're gonna have to get you on here and do some singing. A solo. So check it out. I'm pausing the lightning round. I'm actually planning on doing a not an open mic, but like a creators thing where like the poets, singers, and amazing story, Emma. Yes. Where they can come on and then they could do their thing. Because like a lot of places, I can't think of the name of them. I'm drawing a blank. But where you can go have like your little drinks and then they're doing the
Karaoke?
open mic. It's like an open mic night. Where
Karaoke?
No, like poets, singers.
Okay.
They
Gotcha.
put like the music in the background, and then you can get up there and do your thing. If you're a storyteller, you can get up and tell a short story or something like that. I was trying to set one of those up. I had a friend who she used to have a club, a poetry slam. It's a poetry slam. And then so singers, poets, anybody, karaoke bars. I mean, it's same thing, right? You're singing, but you won't have any words. I won't be able to put the words up. I could barely get this thing to work. But yeah, I was thinking I'm trying to set that up and do something like that. Like maybe once a month, once a quarter. And we'll have to have you on singing, sir.
There we go. And then with the chaps chat, you can actually do a little hymn sing too.
Yeah. Yeah. Open
really
up
rock out
your hymnal to chapter page. Okay. Favorite sport?
MMA.
What's your favorite fighter?
My instructor, Julio Arce, just because he is the nicest guy but very, very dedicated.
Yeah.
And he was a very, very good instructor. He really cared about his people.
Awesome. So I see you got the Christmas tree in the background. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Okay. Chevy Chase, Christmas Vacation. I can't help it. I know it's inappropriate, but I laugh. I laugh so hard every single time.
Hey, look, if laughter is great for the soul, so when I don't, everything that I watch that my wife be like, that is not even funny, but it just makes me laugh. I'm like,
Yeah.
love it. I love it. It's dry humor sometimes, especially some of his, the National Lamp. It was his the National Lampoons?
Yeah, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those. I love almost all of them. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, so we've come the Christmas story. Emma, who is it? Doogie. Did I say that right? Poetry slams. They said we're snapping our fingers for you. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The poetry slams. Yeah.
Is that hipster? Is that the correct terminology? Is that called being hipster?
Some people may call it
Poetry,
that.
like, okay.
But they don't clap when they get finished. Everybody just do this right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, in show choir they do this because they don't want to interrupt people during their solos, so they just do this.
Okay.
And that's their silent applause when somebody's like really rocking out during show choir competitions.
Oh, okay. I did not know that, so I'm learning. Well, look,
yeah,
we're gonna start that up. So, thank you all for coming out. Thank you, Jen, for hanging out for over an hour while
so much fun.
While your family's in the other room eating In-N-Out. I'm so jealous.
So am I a little bit. Look, it was worth it.
I could go for some In-N-Out and some Whataburger.
Big competition. I feel like you got to have them side by side and try them out.
Yes, you do. And I think that if you get the signatures or your favorites, you may not be able to pick it's like no. It's just they're both great. So Misa Pops, great show. Thank you so much, Misa Pops. Appreciate you coming out. And Jen, I'm gonna open up the floor. Anything you want to say to anyone, everyone,
Thanks to my people for tuning in and discovering you, and keep this going. I love that you're doing this and you're reaching your soldiers and you're there for all the people that need to hear these little tidbits of wisdom and some uplifting stuff. Keep reaching out. You keep changing lives, you and your family.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Said Mythman, he threw up the peace sign and then the shaka. Reverend Ham said, thank you both. Thanks both of you for the great and inspiring show. The blondes who was hanging out with the amazing brunette on camera before. Mythman, remember we went to Whataburger in the military vehicles? Stop telling those stories. I cannot confirm or deny that any of that happened. Look, I'm on terminal. Well, I'm not on terminal leave right now, but I'm almost on terminal leave. I'm on my internship, so yeah, I can't be telling those stories yet. Mythman, what are you doing?
Alleged,
yeah. It may have happened. It may not have happened, but yes, it was good though. It was good. So, anyways, y'all know I will go down a rabbit hole. Yes, Miss Jen, I really, really appreciate everything that you do. I love seeing that you're still doing all of the training and inspiring young ladies to square their shoulders back and walk and be tough. That is so awesome. It is so awesome. And, that just motivates me and pumps me up. I'm like, man, I wish we were stationed close to them again so that I could be involved. I kind of lost the fire.
It was a good team.
Yeah. It's like you need people around you that share the same vision, because it's easy to lose that steam when you don't have that. So, yeah, keep doing great things.
Will do. And you know you and your family are always in our prayers.
Thank you. Especially we need it during this transition. Look, again, shout out to the Jewel Junkie, where they add style to your smile, $5 at a time. You don't have to break the bank to look like $1 million, man. And there's no rules to the Jewel. And that's JewelJunkie.com. She just got on a plane. She's on her way home. and she been gone too long. So yeah, shout out to my family. Love you guys. Love you, Hamer family. Hopefully we can come out and see you guys, spend some time in California. Love all of you guys that's in the group. And this is the show. Talk to you later.
Oh, sorry. I thought
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Sorry, he was over on the phone. Sorry.
No, that's fine. He's just shutting it down. You're okay.
You were amazing.